How's it going, everyone? Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live. My name is Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's Two Cents, along with my fellow co-host Steve from Steve Makes Everything.
You really should introduce Skyler first. She's our guest.
Yeah, ladies first.
I just always go left, right, but I apologize. Skyler, no introduction needed from your woodworking.
Hi, everyone.
And Roger from Roger Shop.
Howdy, howdy.
Sorry,
Roger.
guys, for being a little late. I have a hardwire now.
I noticed because there's no insane delay.
Yeah, we're not delaying here.
Yeah, it's working.
You're not looking like a cheap Japanese movie tonight.
So yeah, I'm
So the next time you have a problem, when the network guy says, "Here's what you need to do," do it.
I'm a TCOM major, so it's just it's when you spend $2,000 on a wireless router, you expect it to work, and being that it just started happening this month, I was trying to see why all of a sudden it happened. But.
So I spent an entire lifetime in technology. I don't expect any of it to work.
Yeah, everyone said, "Oh my God, Rick."
Yeah, they don't know what they don't know how to react now because there's like no delay, and it's like you're a whole different person.
Oh wow. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second.
I switched to the audio mic from the.
Oh, now it's even better audio too. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's get to some questions.
It
looks like we have a new member.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's great. Welcome.
Welcome.
Nice. I'm not sure of
Solid.
whose channel, but yeah. Let us know where you guys are checking in from, as always, and if you have any questions, let us know. Let us know.
Chris is down under. Our Canadian Prime Minister is sitting in there.
That is in my bucket list, is to one day get down there. But I'm kind of afraid of all the critters that want to kill you.
Yeah.
Everything there, it can kill you, right?
Possibly even the occasional Australian. Stay out of the bars.
Chris said, "Yeah, we pretty much politically align in most things."
Yeah. Our PM is doing a speech in the Australian House, and the first thing he said was he wanted to thank the Australian Prime Minister. They had a meeting with Starmer from the UK, and it was over drinks in Australia. The Australian PM brought four or five cans of their finest.
Oh, Foster's?
No, I don't think it was Foster's. He didn't elaborate, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have been Foster's.
Needless to say, all of a sudden they were buzzing pretty hard, probably. Huh?
I'm doing this tonight, so.
What is that? Gold.
Oh, Modelo.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
can,
just,
no less.
Not
Normally
mold.
I drink it out of a bottle.
Yeah.
That Modelo in a can tonight.
I only like it out of a can. Look, I still got dust on me. I was literally pulling wires through the ceiling.
Well, actually, this is leftover from when I was down in Mexico. So all the printing on it is in Spanish.
So if you notice that on my glasses on, I all of a sudden need bifocals. How do you like that? Welcome to old age.
Yeah, what are you, like 35?
I'm 46.
Hey, I've got trifocals, so
yeah. all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I can read. So I may take my glasses back because apparently LensCraft, if you not satisfied with the lenses, and I just recently had them, they can redo them. So we'll see. Or I might just take them off. Tom said, "Good evening, everyone." Hello, Tom.
Oh.
So Skyler, it's good to have you back.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Is there any upcoming things you can announce or let us know, or any cool things?
Not really. I'm reviewing a couple of lasers now. Just,
Was I right on the top secret fiber laser?
I am not going to tell you. It's not announced. I can't just say it. But,
well, I have some that aren't announced too.
Yes. Let's just say
none of them is the one I mentioned to you, though.
Maybe you know a thing or two.
I'm telling my daughter we're gonna bring her.
I thought about you, Steve, yesterday. It was like such a random thing. I remember one of the first live streams that we did together. Andy was still on the thing. Okay. And I don't know, I have this memory of you. We were talking about business and how to make a product that sells. And I remember Steve saying, if you make a product that solves a problem, you have a successful product. Of course, he said it in his smooth words. It was not like these simple words. But, it stuck with me.
Word
I was
salad
like, huh.
probably is what you meant.
And, it just stuck with me. And then I kind of forgot about it. And yesterday I was on my Facebook group. I was just approving some, posts and stuff. And somebody made a comment about how to make products that sells. And the way they said it, I can't remember the name of them. I wish I remember because I would give them credit for it. But the person said, find what sells within your niche and then look at their bad reviews, the 1 and 2 star reviews, and solve that problem. And if you can fix that problem and make something similar, then you have a perfect product that will sell.
Absolutely.
So that brought me back to
That's
Steve
always
said
a good
that
way.
a year ago.
It's called filling gaps in a product.
You see, he has those fancy words.
I'm sure right now there's probably dozens of people in lots of companies working on the next filament extruder. The M1's actually pretty nice though. It works pretty well.
I find that
McPhil 3D says hello from South Carolina.
Hey.
I find myself thinking of that comment too, to be honest, when I got the 3D printer, because the toys things are cool for kids, right? And it's like people will kind of buy these things, like almost like trinkets, like Easter's coming. Those are going to probably sell like crazy, right? But that's not something that's like unless you go to fairs, I can't see someone really buying it. But I've been trying to do the same thing. What's something that's just not a fad? That's something that you're, solving a problem and can actually continuously sell something over and over and over again. So I'm building that product list with the 3D printer. But 3D printer has definitely been a hit the ground running thing. Not much of a lessons learned. It's really surprisingly.
3D printers are kind of unique, right? Because like if you have a CNC or a laser, you start with something, right? And like a piece of wood or whatever. With a 3D printer, you start with nothing, like a blank plate, and you can build some really cool things. And I think combined with some things like CNC and lasers, you can do some things that are not the kinds of products you're going to see sold en masse in craft markets, right?
Okay, so how many out there, and you guys included, are old enough to know who Groucho Marx is?
Isn't everybody, whether you're old enough or not?
Well, so
does anybody not know who Groucho Marx is?
Want to buy a duck? And it's a Darth Vader duck at that.
So it's too funny you show that, Roger, because everyone's into those stupid ducks on their Jeeps.
Oh yeah, here's the other one.
Speaking of fads, I was gonna make a bunch of those that are just dumb because.
Well, now they have the cows, right? The Moo for Subaru.
I'm making tons of these ducks, especially the mooning duck and the Darth Vader duck. It's just going wild on people local here want them for their Jeeps.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to think about making them. I can't believe how many people have them, like all over. I thought it was maybe a girl thing, but guys are into it too.
It's the 3D printed equivalent of Beanie Babies.
Yeah. The thing is, though, when you're doing them for a Jeep, you got to make them out of PET G and not PLA.
Yeah.
I have two ideas for you guys with 3D printers that you can make that I know it will sell.
Okay.
One is the wedges for wedgie sled. You know what that is?
Yep.
All right, I'll show you.
So I know what a wedgie is because I've had them a few times.
You like that, Roger?
Yeah, I got
I'm not going to show you the sled itself. It's a piece of wood with some rails, but this is a wedgie. So it's basically just a triangle that has a certain angle here. And when you cut these wedges together, you can make like 12 wedges, 8 edges, 6, whatever. It makes almost a full circle. This thing sells for $10 to $15 a piece. And I bought 3 sets so far that are 3D printed.
What?
What's it? Oh, it's 3D printed?
It's just 3D printed. I have them in black and white. What's that?
Stop buying them. We'll print them for you for free.
But they have to be the exact angle, so when you cut it, I mean, people cut it on the laser too. But this thing sells like in the woodworking community, like the people that are wood turners and they make bowls and stuff, you need these things and you need them in all the angles. So it's like $10 to $15, and then you sell them per piece.
Okay, I'm game. I'll try it. I'll send you my first demo, and you tell me if it sucks.
Well, my latest thing, the 3D printing world that I designed, was a boot jack. I don't know if you know what a boot jack is. If you wear cowboy boots,
you put your heel in it to pull your boot off.
Yeah, you pull your boot off. And I had one from Cavendish. It was made out of wood, and I thought, hell, I could 3D print that. I made quite a few of them now, and had some different people buy them from me and take them down and, hey, what do you think of this? How much you want for it? I don't know, $20 or buy me 4 beers, take your pick.
Another product that I think will sell is to make spacers. Like I bought them because I don't have a 3D printer. For the barrel hinges, Steve, those you used them before. You know how they have to be like 4.8 millimeter from the edge and whatever. So I bought these spacers that are basically just a piece of plastic with a separator. So you can get your base of the box with the top, put them together, have that separator in between, and it shows you where to put the holes.
Yep.
Simple thing. It's like this big.
Okay, so you need to get a 3D printer.
I don't want one. I'm happy to purchase the stuff.
You didn't want a CNC. Now you just said you can't wait for it to arrive.
Well, I've got an old Creality Ender 3V2 I can send her.
Oh, there you go.
I like to don't have time to learn anything.
Rick must not have fixed his internet issues.
No, I think he did. That's just how Rick is.
Yeah, you're coming across good tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Tim.
So how do you have such a tan, Skyler?
What's that?
How do you have such a tan?
I don't know.
You're not in the sun? Yeah.
Mine is faded. I got to get back to Mexico.
Reflection off the snow, probably.
Probably, yeah. Taking care of the chickens. Shoveling snow. Got to make them paths so they can actually go outside of the run, free range.
Roger's not wearing his usual shirt today.
No, I was busy today, and it was a rush to get down here and get on. So I've still got my sweatshirt on I was wearing outside.
Nice one.
Hi, Chris.
All right, Steve, you're up.
David says, Steve, I like your review of the alien cell. LA Hobby Guy has a video that shows how to manage the air. Yeah, I didn't want to stomp on Rich's video. There are solutions. It's a nice printer though. Like it looks nice, and but it's big. It's so big.
Santa's Laser Engraving. I think this is for you, Skyler.
Next thing you know, he will have CNC videos coming out.
Oh, no, he's still talking about me. I actually have done some CNC videos, and I would do more, but it's just insane. My schedule has just gone nuts lately with actual work. Like, it's like I have a job now, and I can't stand it. I did want to ask, though, Chris, if I was right with the font thing. LightBurn does some weird things sometimes. It sounded like I was right based on your description there. It's just one of those little corners of LightBurn that everybody kind of knows about but works around.
Chris said, "Is that an AI, Ricky? It almost looks real." It's me.
Yeah, it looks AI because the audio matches the mouth moving. Somebody, I don't know. When I did the Creality video, there was this one really weird transition. It's at 5 minutes and 5 seconds if you go watch the video, and where that blue box, my retro computer sitting on the shelf, it in the first part of that video, it was just something I had laser cut a while ago, and then Creality wanted me to take a piece of the video out and put a different piece in. About 2 weeks later, and meanwhile that shelf changed. Well, that little picture just morphed into this computer back here, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is AI!" And I ended up, there was like a whole Reddit thread on whether I'm like an AI person or whether I'm a real person, or it was just insane. Like the sad reality is, there's so much AI around right now. It's on television, it's everywhere, and you don't even know when you see it.
Yes.
That's the one thing that turned me off from photography. I was a photographer for 10 years. And I took some, I don't want to, brag about myself, but I have some really nice photos that I printed, I put in my house. And we look at them once in a while. I was like, wow, if we would have saw that today somewhere, you'd be like, yeah, that's AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it was just funny, and I just like people. I don't know. There must have been like 30 comments in the video. It's like, is that AI? No, it's just a shitty edit. Because I usually do smooth cuts, and they do some kind of morphing algorithm to case you move between the cuts, right?
I'd never watch my videos. Never watch one of my videos before I publish it.
Well, I didn't watch that one. I usually do, but
I never do.
No, I do watch my videos before I publish them, just to make sure I'm not saying something wrong or.
Yeah.
Skyler, I love your accent. Where are you from originally? I'm from Salisbury, North Carolina. I'm originally from Romania, but moved to the States 26 years ago.
See, I was waiting for you to say I'm from Chicago.
Kentucky. Why?
No, I lived in Chicago. I lived in Las Vegas. I lived in Chicago. I lived in Cleveland. Now Maine.
I'm from Kentucky. Why would you ask?
Well, Rick and I have the Midwestern accent.
Yeah. I don't even realize I have it until people say it. And I'm like, I have an accent? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. But yeah.
Well, I don't have an accent.
Oh,
yeah, say sorry, Steve.
I've got a cousin that lives in Boston. So,
no.
The Boston accent, she says she will say like, I'm getting in the car to go to the bar to have a beer.
Yeah, because I'm from Boston.
I'm going to be in Boston this weekend.
Or she'll say, I can't find my khakis. Are you talking about your shorts or your car keys?
I used to have a team of people in Littleton, which is on the ring road around Boston. And a lot of them spoke with that kind of Massachusetts. I don't know. It's not really a drawl. It's just they just have different pronunciations for things that take a lot longer to say than they would normally take.
Kevin said, hello, everyone driving back from Georgia. Yes, the onion game. Home to Shaganoo.
Vidalia onions. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Home in Chattanooga.
So, just so everyone sees, this is a prime example of why we read our comments. A lot of people say, like, I don't get why you guys read the comments. We can see them. There are a lot of people who actually are listening and then comment when they can. They're working, they're driving, but they're loyal listeners at all times. Prime example right there.
So Sam Francis is saying, wow, who is this new person presenting? And I don't mean Skyler. Is that aimed at you, Rick?
Must be.
It was that bad, huh, guys? It was that bad?
It was pretty bad, yeah.
I have to go watch some old footage and see how bad it was.
Oh, no, it was terrible.
Sorry, guys. Well, it's fixed.
It reminded me of the Godzilla movies.
I'll clean up the cables in the background, but at least it's ran. I was literally wiping dust off myself as I got on it. Just punched down the last line and fired up the computer. So, and I upgraded my internet to 2.5.
Rick, when the weather gets nice, I might ride my trike up there where you are. We'll do the live stream from your place together if you have a good enough connection. So that might be kind of fun.
Better bring your own Ethernet cable.
I got Cat 8, baby. Cat 8.
There you go. You're good for 40 gigabits now.
And it's even like a cloth. Like it's not like I don't know.
It's the braided shell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Derek Smiley Woodwork said, happy Wednesday from Idaho. Good to see you all. Happy hump day, everybody. Happy hump day. I'm glad. I tried to get this done yesterday, but my son had a fundraiser for school, so I went to that instead. So I came home from work and was pulling cable. Roger, felt like I was at work at home pulling cables at tapes and putting up O-rings. So
I did a project last week in a place where I changed out all of their fluorescent lights to LED, took out all the ballasts, I converted all the fluorescent lights to LED, and it was like, yeah, this is fun, but I don't want to do it for a living again. It was fun for a day.
yeah. All right, Roger, you're up.
So Chris says I have an antidote for most things. Trims in a 12-ounce can. Mine's
That's
for
like
Mexico.
that's like a 6-ounce can, Roger. He's talking about Australian cans.
No, it's, well, this one here, because it's from Mexico, is 355 milliliters.
Yeah, I don't know what that is in ounces.
Well, Modelo is stronger than Miller Lite.
Rick can translate
This is 4.5%. Not like Canadian beer, which is like ridiculous, but
5, 6, 7, sometimes 8.
yeah.
But you can run into
I'm
some.
trying to do beers, not do shots. If I want to do a shot, I'll do a shot.
But shot doesn't come in a 12-ounce glass.
I know, that's the point.
My problem was I got into trouble down in Mexico with doing Don Julio at the pool bar. And 8 shots in 1 hour. Don't do that when you're 68 years old. Don't do that.
Bo with the Maker says hello. How do you say that city, Rick?
Bo the Maker?
No. Hello from
Toronto.
Toronto? Wow, you almost say it like a Canadian. Well, yeah, you spent some time here. Not Toronto. Here it's kind of like, it's almost like one syllable. Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Skyler, you got a question.
Skyler, I've built several woven crosses and they were a huge hit around the holidays. I'm glad you sold some. The market is getting full with those though.
Because you've made like 3,000 of them, right?
I
So-
mean, I sold a ton of them, and then I gave away the plants for free, just to give back to the community. And everybody, like I was selling them on $90 on my website and $110 on Etsy, and everybody's selling them now for $20 to $30.
Yeah. Critical mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of crosses, I got one of Skylar's, the green one, baby. So if you were looking at it, you snooze, you lose. Yeah. A friend of mine was cremated last year, and they're just burying him this year. So I'm going to give that to his wife.
No, that's nice.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, I shipped it 2 or 3 days ago, so you should get it soon.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm not even going to open it. I'm just going to put it away.
So
Wait
Santa's
until-
laser engraving is saying it takes some getting used to with bifocals. He says he has trifocals myself. When I first got my bifocals, my wife and I went down after I got them, and we went to this little, it was called the Freight House. It was like a little bar along the Mississippi River. Ordered a beer. Well, they set the beer on the table, and I couldn't figure out which glass to grab, even though there was only one there. So it took a little getting used to, especially on stairs.
Yeah.
I've adapted now.
Stairs are bad if you miscalculate.
Yeah.
Yeah. ABT Marketing said, hey, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
I wear glasses for driving. That's the only place I need them.
I should be wearing glasses, but I refuse to.
Yeah, Santa or Chris is saying Santa trifocals is still a thing. I thought multifocals were the way to go these days. I have no line trifocals.
It's like just put a zoom lens on your eye.
Well,
Yeah.
eventually we're all going to have those AI contact lenses, right? They'll be like night vision, whatever you need.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
know,
putting that in my eye.
The heck of it is for me with distance vision, I'm not nearsighted. I don't need glasses at all. But if I got to read something like reading the stuff on the screen here, I got to have them on, or I'd be like, huh? Or I'd have to have it across the room.
So a guy I work with, he went and had the laser corrective surgery on his eyes. And this eye is so swollen, it's like this. And I'm like, hey, what's up with your eye, man? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, don't you think you should go to the doctor? Yeah, I'm going to call him. I'm like, dude, you had laser surgery on your eye. Like, if my eye was swollen, I'd be going to the doctor that day. Call the doctor, and they're like, yeah, we'll get you in next Wednesday. I said, dude, call him back and say no. Like, these commercials, like, $2.99 per eye. Guaranteed 20/20 vision or your money back. Now,
I
this
had
is
LASIK
wild.
on my eyes 3 times, 3 surgeries.
Really?
Wow.
Oh,
But I
man.
was like legally blind. Like, when you go to the doctor, you just have the A and E, the first 2 letters. I
Mhm.
couldn't see any of those.
Whoa.
Couldn't see the eye chart.
So for you, it was worth the gamble because, right, it was that bad.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And they got me pretty close. After the first surgery, they got me to like a 20/40 to 20/80. Then after the second, they got me to a 20/25 to 20/35. Then I got like issues, like I had some cells growing under my eyes, so they had to go back and clean it and stuff. But yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, so corrective vision, that's awesome. But to me, like, I don't know, you're gambling. I mean, if you got more to win than to lose, I see it. But if I'm okay with the glasses.
I was lucky enough to have decent vision until the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, I'm lucky here, with my vision wise. Of course, being this old now, I'm getting cataracts, and they're telling me within 5 years, if I'm still around, I'm going to need to have the laser surgery to have the cataracts removed. At the time, they could correct my vision, so I won't need glasses. I said, well, that'd be cool.
So Roger, weed is legal now. You don't have to make that excuse that that's the cataract medication.
You guys finally legalize it? They talked
It's
about it here
legal.
for years, and of course, half the people are like, "Oh, this is going to be the downfall of society." And when they finally legalized it, all the people who were in their 40s, 50s, who remember fondly their teens, they all went out and smoked a bit of weed, and then it just kind of settled down.
So it's legal state here, but it's still illegal federally. So
Yeah.
if you have a CDL, any kind of like a federal license or state license, it's still illegal on your license. And then companies that even sell it in this state, they try to have multiple locations, even though they're kind of on top of each other, because they want to split they want to spread the mustard, so to speak, because if one location makes too much money, they're worried about the feds coming in and busting them. So, they could have 3 blocks down and they don't really need to be, but they're making too much money in one location.
Well, here in the city I live in, we have 2, they call them dispensaries,
Yeah.
and they are literally across the street from each other.
They sell them at the gas station, man, by me now. It's like, it's not even a dispensary. It's literally in the gas station. Like with
You can have one growing on your windowsill here if you want.
Yeah.
In fact, you can have, I think, 9 or.
Well, Illinois, you can have 6. Because my neighbor across the street does that every year. He grows 6.
So
he tends them well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I just,
we improved hydroponic growing system a lot when it got legalized.
Well, I definitely would thank the hydroponic area, because the whole weed growth is now why we can get cheap air filtration systems for the wood. Yeah, and they're meant to never ever turn off. So guess what? They actually have good bearings. Like all my stuff is for weed growing, and obviously I don't grow any weed, but that's what it's for, because it's meant to. Yeah, it's meant to never ever turn off. So
they have proper ball bearings in them.
They're balanced and all that. Yeah, exactly. And they're from Canada, so we know they're legit.
Yeah, well, we had to do something.
Here you go. You want to take this, Roger?
Say good evening from Chicago. Who is the new contributor in the lower right-hand corner? I have not seen or heard his voice before. There you go.
I don't want to call Jim out, but he was one of the guys this week who complained to me about Rick's voice sync problems. And it was warranted. At times you were off like 3-4 seconds.
Oh, wow. All right, well, it's fixed. I'm just gonna leave it plugged in. I don't know why I'm having Wi-Fi issues.
It's definitely you can't lose with wire, man. And when you upload videos, they'll go 10 times faster too.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Chris says, Roger, want to buy a duck? I got lots of ducks. Here's one right here. And for all you young viewers out there, if you've never heard of Groucho Marx or Harpo or any of them or Chico, you need to Google the movie Duck Soup.
Yeah.
You got to watch it.
It's
hilarious.
Well, that kind of humor has changed, though. It's like it was funny for a long time, but now we have social media humor.
Oh yeah.
So Skyler, my daughter's been watching your videos.
Oh,
And since I was not using my epoxy, she hasn't been.
nice.
So I told her, I was like, well, if you message her, if you have problems, just tell her you're my daughter. I'm sure she'll help you.
I would definitely help, if she has any questions.
She's a very girly girl, I would say, like you, but she doesn't mind having calloused hands. Which is funny is that she's in the theater, but she doesn't act. She's in production. She builds all the sets.
That's awesome.
So when she's with the boys, they're like, let me move out of the way for the table saw. And she's like, you're doing that wrong. Move dark. You know what I mean? So she builds all the theater sets, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, I'll be glad to help with any question she has.
Yeah, I told her to reach out to you. I said, I'm sure she'd help.
Yeah, it's a Jeep thing. Yeah, we wouldn't understand. So this one here with the mooting duck, I bet I've sold 50 of those.
It's so funny, Roger. I was literally saying I wanted to start putting you literally have them like within arm's reach. That's funny.
Well, because I sell so many of them, they're
funny.
Actually, I've got them stacked on top of my weak rate Lumos laser here. I'm supposed to be doing a video on, and I got to get to that. But
so speaking of, I spoke to Dennis Moon right before this live about an hour ago. He's the guy that I was telling you he was the first person to do DTF prints in the United States. He's the first person to actually make DTF manufactured in the United States. He's the first person to change the DTF shakers to vertical so they don't have to be so long. He's doing some absolutely crazy things with inks, the filaments. He's changing the industry. I'm telling you, he's going to make everyone have to copy him because there's going to be no comparison. And what I think it is that he owns a couple of factories overseas that make hats and stuff like that. So he has enough people that can manufacture the stuff the exact way he wants. And because they're his plants, people can't copy him, right? When you outsource it, they just lie to you and sell your idea, right? So I think we'll have him on the live, be able to answer a lot of DTF questions because people are asking a lot of stuff about that. And I think there's a lot of new people to the game. Everyone thinks they know everything. And this is kind of like the true OG of DTF. Like, he's going to kind of school us on, the progress of, how long it's been and what we can come to see in the future. Because I think that like X-Tool and some of these like appliance type companies that are coming out DTF, they're going to kind of flood the market and change it. It's going to become a Cricut thing, right? When Cricuts came out, like everyone who owned a plotter, it was all worried like, oh my God, I'm not going to make any money because you can go to a Hobby Lobby and buy a Cricut when I have a $20,000 rolling plotter. They're going to put me out of business. No, it's just a different type of business, right? Like they're going to get a little piece of the pie, but they're not going to take the whole pie, right?
And I do have a Cricut, plus I have a big plotter. I mean, I can do a 48 inch if I want. If I want to spend the money to buy the vinyl, but
yeah. So I have a 54 inch, and I have a Roland 30 plotter, printer, and laminator on the way. I'll have it in like 2 weeks. So, yeah, that's from the Sign Outlet. Thank you. See that in a few weeks, and they're actually going to come set it up and teach me how to use it. So we'll see what I learn. They're like, well, do you want it was $1,000. I'm like, no, we'll give it to you free. Okay. There's always something you can learn. You never know, right? All right.
So Santa's laser engraver got them on my Jeep. There's a reason behind it. It's just a way to tell someone you like their Jeep when they're not around. And my thing that started out with, let me grab it again here, my mooning duck right there.
So I thought, honestly, when I seen all those all over the dash, it's like, did they just buy them themselves, or did seriously somebody leave the duck on their Jeep?
Well, here's the proof. Santa says yes.
Hey, so let me ask, if you own a Jeep and you're in the audience, did you buy your own ducks or did somebody actually give it? Be honest. Oh, here, this is for Skyler.
Yes, it's called segment bowl wood turning. Yes, I use it a lot for making boxes with the scroll saw. So I use
But you
this.
don't turn, do you?
No, I don't turn them. I cut them with the scroll saw.
You're just stealing their technology.
You know, and what
Yes,
I'm
well,
so glad
you know,
to hear, I'm so glad to hear I'm not the only one that still uses a scroll saw.
Oh yes. I was going to buy a lathe, and I actually went and took some classes. I turned some bowls, and I worked with a whole bunch of wood turners. Derek Smiley Woodworks, he's on the chat today, and he was one of the testers that because I made my own waxes and abrasive paste for it. And during the whole process, I'm like, I'm gonna get a lathe, and I turned some bowls, and then I was like, yeah, don't have the space for it, so I'm just gonna cut it with a scroll saw. But
Yeah,
watching all those videos on how to turn and how to glue your segments and make cool designs and stuff, I just learned new skills, and now I just apply them on my regular woodworking.
Well, my only experience with a lathe was back when I was in high school in wood shop. You know, you got to use a lathe. So what did we make? We made billy clubs.
You know, it's Skyler. It's funny that when your name would come up when you're on the live, time and time again, we'd reference to you as artist, and it's because that like Roger, Steve, and I can make something out of wood, but you're just a different beast.
Yes,
right?
Skyler is an artiste.
Right. I mean, just
Absolutely.
I never thought of myself of that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I can read directions. I'm okay with that, but
I'm just not powered by imagination. That's the like. Give me Fusion, a CAD tool of some sort. I can build anything, but
I don't think I have imagination either. I just watch somebody do something, and then I'm like, well, I like that, but I cannot do that. So how can I use that, but doing something else?
Putting your own twist on things. That's cool. No, I like that about you. Definitely, the one thing we talk about too is that copycats, right? If you're doing something good, you're going to have copycats, and when it's something that's a copy paste or a send print, like a 3D printer, or just a file you can download and cut on a CNC, anyone can copy that. But when you have a skill set unique that you're creating something completely custom, they can copy the concept, but they can't copy your exact idea, right? Like, good luck copying that. So
well, I'm going to throw something out here. Anybody that has a bamboo printer from Bamboo Lab, if you go on Maker World, they have an AI thing. Yeah. And I tried it out. If you take a photograph of somebody, you could make like a bust statue of that person.
Yep.
And the thing works so good. I mean, it just blew my mind how well it worked. And I made one for one of my fellow bartenders, and it just blew his mind because it looks just like him.
So I was going to buy the filament that looks like marble or like granite or
marble.
Yeah.
That's another thing you can make money with. I just purchased, didn't just, like a month ago or something, on Etsy. So people are selling those STL files of people's, heads.
Right.
And it costs $5. So I just wanted to test a laser that has the engraving and the crystal. And I was like, I should put a picture of myself. So I just took my Facebook photo and sent it on Etsy. And for $5, they sent me the STL. So it's like, there you go. I spent $5. And if you have that software, you can probably make it for free really quick.
Yeah. And anyone can sign up for that software. You don't need a Bamboo Lab printer to actually sign up for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you go up on Maker World, and of course, because I'm so involved with Bamboo Lab, I've got like tons of points that I can use and don't have to pay anything. But some of the stuff they do with AI is just amazing.
Speaking of Bamboo Lab, I went to buy filament yesterday. Every color of PETG is sold out. Every color.
Yeah.
And it said that it would be back in stock today. It's still sold out. And it's like,
no, they always say that. The same thing happened in January, right after Christmas.
Well,
it was.
I know what we can't do.
Every color though. I mean, it's
I know what we
PLA. There's like 30 PLA colors, and they were all out in January.
Yeah, and I know we can't get orange. Clack buys all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I can make my own now. I don't know the color blend for orange yet, but
so I'm not 100% sold on the Sunloot. And I know people are saying that they make Bamboo Labs, but the white, I've been using the white, and the white seems like an eggshell. And the Bamboo Live seems like a.
Are you using the regular or matte? Oh,
No,
you're using Pet G, right?
I'm using Pet G high flow, the regular, not a matte. But it looks like an eggshell color. It's not white. And the Bamboo is like white.
Well, Bamboo has 12 colors that all look some shade of white, but
my thing, Bamboo's color is called jade white.
Yeah,
and it's still not completely pure white.
Well, it's definitely a drastic.
Sunlu in PLA, in matte PLA, their white is like snow.
Yeah, so I was like,
I thought the Pet G was also pretty white.
No, it's not.
Maybe you got a bad batch.
Now the filament from Anycubic in white is white, and it actually has a gloss to it.
Yeah, it was not. And then
yeah, I gotta say, I don't like gloss filaments.
Yeah,
I guess it depends what you're doing, but
it's baseball season. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I've got some silk gold from Anycubic that I've made some trophies with. Oh, that stuff is sweet.
Yeah. Well, gold is supposed to be shiny, but
yes. I don't know how to say this. How do you say that name?
Van Gay 10 says, "Good evening, hope all is well." And if I mispronounce it, sorry.
All right, Steve, you're up.
Chris says, Steve, admit it, you picked up that bookshelf from a
Hogwarts sale. There you go.
Yeah, this is in reference to my morphing. It looked really cool. I have to say, I got to do this more just to freak people out. But it's just like it was this 3D thing I'd cut out, and then it morphed into a computer in about a split second.
Now every 5 minutes, go change your background.
But yeah, well, no, but because Da Vinci is focused on the person, right? Like morphing the person. I didn't move, but the whole background changed, which was just super cool. But it did get people accusing me of being an AI generated person. Max Headroom, just call me Max Headroom, if anybody remembers that.
I had a person accuse me once of AI, like faking. I was posting on my Facebook group a photo of me holding I don't know what I made then. But the photo I took was had a busy background. So I just cleaned it up by replacing the background in AI. And people are like, this photo is not real. It's fake. I ran it through some AI detecting software. I'm like, who has time to do that?
Well, yeah, that raises questions. Yeah.
What happened to Rick here?
I don't know. He vanished.
Yeah, Chris says no one hears their own accent. Well, I got my Midwest accent, and I can do a Boston accent pretty well. I can do a Southern accent pretty well.
I'm sure Chris from Australia doesn't have an accent anyway.
Yeah, and I don't have the Canadian accent at all.
I don't know. You're pretty close.
Huh.
You're not that far from the border. We can taint a lot of people.
So Handy Engraving 6182 says, I still do my engraving by hand. You always know it's real. Well, that's true.
Yeah, there's something to be said for good old-fashioned art. Oh, this is Chris's answer from the LightBurn question. Yeah, from LightBurn, when we went back and forth, the second part is a known issue where the scale is separate from the height. Yeah, so the problem, I don't know if you saw Chris's video there about his LightBurn font problem, but in LightBurn you can select the font. So if you lay down a font, you can select the font and the size of the font. And he was setting it to 1 inch tall. But then you can also, a font on the workspace in LightBurn just becomes another element, so you can scale it with all the other things on the workspace. So you can then take a 1 inch font and scale it, but it still says it's a 1 inch font because it's just scaled down. It's just such a hack from the LightBurn side. Like, they should have done this properly.
Sorry, guys. In the rush of things, I forgot to plug my laptop in, and it died.
Oh, so you vanished with purpose.
So you had a little battery.
Yes.
A little more Boston accent there. Battery.
Battery.
Oh, all the best magic is saying, yes, me too. People always tell me I have a Chicago accent. Well, Rick, do you think you and I have a Chicago accent, or?
You know what? Like I said, I didn't think I had an accent. So people say like, "Where are you from? You have an accent." I'm like, but to me, when people ask me where I'm from, that's like the oddest question for me to ask, to be asked. And the reason that I say that is because I've lived all over the whole entire country. And I left Chicago when I was like in 3rd grade. And I came back when I was in 9th. So it's like, where am I from is where my family's from. Where I'm from is where I lived the longest. Or where I'm from is where I felt like it was home. Because every year when you move, you're like almost your entire life, it's like you never feel like you have a home. Like you feel like a gypsy kind of, because my father was a builder and we just were always on the move.
Well, a lot of people, you know, when I'm down in Mexico, say, "Where are you from?" I say, "Illinois." "Oh, Chicago." I go,
Yep.
"Well, not exactly. I'm on the other side of the state, but we still talk the same."
So when people say where I'm from, I say I'm from Pilsen, and that's because that's where my family's from in Chicago. But yeah, but I've lived everywhere: North Carolina, Texas, New Jersey, Colorado, Canada. I've been everywhere. Canada.
Yeah, you see, you lived in Elliott Lake, right? That doesn't count. That's not Canada. That's just a hole in the ground where they used to mine asbestos.
It was about as north as you could go. I'd tell you that.
Oh no, there's plenty of north beyond that.
When they're like you're the Mexican family. Like, oh, you're the Mexican family. Oh, okay, as in the.
You must have been the only Mexican family in Elliott Lake for sure.
I tell you what, I met a little girl. She was my age at the time, and she was Native American. I was so brown because it was summertime. She ran up to me because she thought I was Native, and I'm half, but she just assumed that I was 100% and I was from there. But yeah, funny enough.
Well, you know, Rick, it'd be fun if I took you down to Playa del Carmen with me in Mexico.
Echo.
Because you would have the same thing with all the people think you were native, and I'd be the one speaking Spanish.
I don't know. We might. What's that? What's that movie when they go to Vegas? They get in all kinds of trouble.
Hangover?
It's like for a wedding.
Hangover.
What is it?
Hangover.
Hangover?
Yeah, me and you in Mexico might be like the movie Hangover. We'll have a good time. We might not be able to talk about it. How'd you guys? What'd you guys do? Nothing. Did you see it on the news? No, then didn't happen.
I'm taking some people with me down to Mexico in August, and the gal's one daughter is half Mexican, and I've been teaching her how to speak Spanish.
Nice.
Where's this echo coming from?
It seems to be worse when you're speaking, although now I'm echoing.
Santa's Laser Engraving said I had to put an update video telling what they had said. What,
Yeah, I saw that.
I must have missed the content of the video.
Oh, that's his video for his LightBurn text problem.
Okay, it's Rick that's having the echo.
Yeah.
Me? So lower my speaker. How's that?
Yeah. Test.
Say, echo.
Yeah, no, it's still echoing.
It's like being in the Grand Canyon.
Hold on. I put reduced.
Literally the Grand Canyon.
I lowered my speakers, so if it's picking up my own mic is picking up my speakers.
Well,
You know, Rick, you need to get like what I've got.
Well, I've always used my speakers on my computer.
Well, I can't use my speakers because CHS. Can't hear something.
Oh, Tony, Skyler, Tony has a comment here for you.
Skyler, where did you live in Cleveland? I lived in Parma Heights by the mall.
Okay,
Rick,
great.
still
You
got
gotta
the
turn
echo.
your speakers or something.
It's that bad, me?
It must be,
Yeah.
because you're the one who has all the technical problems.
So
Okay.
Santa's laser engraving saying I don't have a southern accent at all. Santa has some from New York. Come and say, never talk to a southern Santa.
I feel like we're like in a boxing ring. In the fifth corner, we have. It's like holy cow.
Oh, Rick, you got to work on that echo.
You know what? I'm going to go on mute then and keep going and see then if.
Test.
Well, if you mute everybody, you won't be able to hear us.
But
No,
now
I'm
it's
going to
doing
mute
it.
myself because if it's my own mic and if I mute my mic and there's still an echo, it's not me. That's what I'm saying.
Testing. It's gone.
Can you hear me now?
Sounds like no more echo.
Oh,
No more echo,
I'm
so it is
echoing.
me.
Yeah, there's the echo.
All right, hold on a second then. I actually have echo canceling on. Is that any better now?
test.
Yep,
No,
still
not
got
a
the
whole
echo.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what the deal is here.
Because your network's too
Hold on.
fast now.
There's not one problem, it's another.
Let me just drop and come right back because you weren't having this problem until my computer died. Be right back.
Now you can read the comment, Roger.
Say I don't have a southern accent at all. Santa has someone from New York come and say never talk to a southern Santa. That my late wife was from Alabama, so I'm very familiar with the southern accent, and I can even understand the southern talk.
I don't have a problem understanding lots of accents. Some people, if it's not the Queen's English or King's English now, they won't understand it. But I have no such problems.
I mean,
For me, it's just
Skyler
when they
has
speak too fast.
Skyler has an accent, but she's easy to understand. It's not a problem. And Steve, I don't think you really have that Canadian accent. Is that on her you saying eh? all
No,
the
I
time?
don't. I don't generally say that. That's a very. It's actually kind of a regional thing. It's more in the Toronto area. So, but I mean, I spent 30 years working for American companies, right? So, I spent all of my time, talking to Americans.
So Teresa, Steve Armstrong, 2676, saying, "Evening, my name is Steve from Niagara Falls, New York. I have been there."
I used to be Steve from Niagara Falls, Canada, right across the river.
Yeah.
We didn't have a love canal though.
Chris is saying our cans are 370 milliliter, close enough. 6.7, that's light beer. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
this
6.7
is,
is light beer. Keep that in mind. Light beer.
this is 4.3 and 355 milliliter, right from Mexico.
Chris says, so Toronto's like Melbourne.
Speaking of giving back to the community, RIP Steve Good. Yes, a huge scroll saw woodworker. All his life he's dedicated to woodworking and scroll saw and sharing with the community. He has like thousands of patterns he put out for free. He passed away in the last few days, I think.
I saw that on one of the feeds I get, and
See,
he was a great guy.
And this is the importance of sharing your knowledge.
Yeah.
Because
it's pretty much on every scroll saw magazine you pick up. He's always there. And he gave all his patterns his whole life for absolutely free.
Nice.
In fact, after I got my DeWalt scroll saw, which was an upgrade from my old whatever the hell I had, I started looking at a lot of his videos to, about making improvements on it and better ways to use it and different blades to use. And his channel was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I made one of his patterns once in one of my videos, and he really liked that. He actually put me on his newsletter that he sent. And as a thank you for, using his patterns and stuff, I actually bought that USB stick with all his patterns just to, back a little bit.
I keep hoping somebody's going to walk into my shop and say, you know what I really need? A scroll saw. And I can just go, here you go.
I still use mine. Anything that's over 1/2 inch is on that scroll saw.
So I didn't use mine even when I didn't have lasers or CNCs or anything else that can cut crazy curve.
Yeah, I used mine before, but only for like very rough cutting, like, like a inside of a tissue box, like that little oval, because the inside cut, you can do it with a bandsaw. So I would cut like roughly close to the line and then use a router with a flush trim with template and fix it up.
Oh, yeah.
But now that I'm doing Intarsia, it's like I have to be so precise and cut straight on the line. Now I'm realizing how bad my scroll saw is and how I need a new one.
Are you using spiral blades or straight blades?
I use straight blade. I use the Pegas geometry modified ones.
Have you ever tried the spirals?
Yes, I couldn't cut straight with them. They just go like all over the place.
Oh, I haven't had a problem with them at all. And for me, with using the scroll saw, I actually find that relaxing.
Yeah, well, my saw itself has some issues with vibration. It has so much vibration that it's like you can't even see your blade. It's like really vibrating. So I went through the whole process with all kinds of people, and it was just not fixable.
What scroll saw do you have? I mean, I got the DeWalt.
I have a Pegas, which is
mine's
supposed to be top of the line, made in Germany.
Mine weighs like a ton, and it doesn't vibrate at all.
Yeah, mine weighs a lot too. It's cast iron table and everything, but just really bad vibration from the moment I got it. And it doesn't hold the tension on the blade, like that knob that keeps the arm parallel. When you're scrolling, it just kind of turns by itself loose, and your blade gets loose and breaks. And
yeah. My DeWalt doesn't have that problem.
Mine had a problem since I bought it, and I bought it brand new.
And one of the things that Steve had pointed out was with a DeWalt scroll saw was the lift arm you could put on it and a little hook. And I mean, his videos were so good in helping, get really good with a scroll saw.
Yep.
Well, you seem a little better, Rick.
Better?
Yeah, it seems to be.
I'm not hearing the echo.
Yeah, I just rebooted my computer just because it did like an improper shutdown.
So Tuck Methang is saying, what's coming up as YouTube projects that we can expect? I've got a thing I'm going to do with the WeCreate Lumos, which is an IR and diode laser that is sitting here on my desk. I can't get the camera around because everything would block it, but I've been playing with it and the IR on it. I mean, I've tried it. I've never been impressed with the IR lasers, but for like engraving, like I put my initials on this pair of steel pliers, and it took like no time at all. And of course, then
I'm sorry. What are those, Roger?
And the what?
What are those?
These are fence pliers, not nines. These are fence pliers.
Okay.
You see that you got the notches in there for cutting fence stuff.
Okay.
Not nines. But I took a stainless steel scraper and engraved on that, and then I'm playing around. They say, well, I can do copper, so threw my initials on a piece of copper pipe, and I mean it's kind of fully shielded. And I'm not trying to advertise this for WeCreate here, but I mean, if you were going to take something small and portable to like a craft show, this thing would be ideal. And it'll also do gold.
The little pixie I have to do review. You guys seen that laser?
Oh yeah, I got one sitting in a box on my shelf.
I've had it for a while. I'm like, oh man. So I finally did that review, and I got a couple of reviews, and I got to drop a bunch of content on CNCs. So
well, it will also do engraving, or I should say etching on gold, silver, and platinum, but I'm a little short on bullion in those departments right now.
I'd like to say I could send you some, but
so I'm also going to be dropping some content on challenge points, and what the content's going to be based on not laser engraving after the fact. And the reason I'm saying after the fact is because everyone on YouTube, or at least the bulk of the videos that I see, they show you this well-polished, finished coin. And they don't show how did you get to that point. And if someone wants to get a laser and engrave it, they're going to be highly disappointed. Like, why does it look like this? What did I do wrong? And you did nothing wrong. There's elbow grease you have to do to get to that point.
Yeah, see, I never go that far.
I'm
going to grab this thing and hold it up. This is We Create Lumos. It's that portable. And it's fully shielded. So if you went to a craft show or something, you know, and as people are fascinated with watching a laser work, you could very easily.
What were you going to say?
I said I take my hat off to all of you guys that make coins. I tried my take of coins for the first time this week because I'm reviewing a laser that is a fiber. And I was just so lost. I'm like, what? How do you get those good looking coins? And trying to polish them. And I bought that machine that Steve recommended with the
that's not going to give you the polish that Rick is talking about. It gets the rough spots
compounds off. And scrubbed it with steel wood. But of course, I don't know the sequence of which you should do. And I was like, I made a few. They look okay for the review, but I'm like, I'll never make a coin again.
All I ever do is put a bunch of pins in a circumferential stir and pull it out after 15 minutes or so and maybe antique it a bit. That's it.
Yeah, I used the same machine that you recommended, and the water turned all black. It turns out my coins are not brass either. There's zinc inside. It's just brass.
Those are terrible coins. Throw them away.
Yes, there was. You know, as soon as you go through that plating, it's just like, silver color.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched my coin making video. That I called those things out because I ended up buying a bunch of them on Amazon just for that video.
I have 200 of them from 4 different sellers that I bought.
Yeah, you can buy. So if you want discount true brass ones, you can buy them from ComMarker, from their store. The Limitless Solutions guys.
I know. I talked to Rick. He gave me the link for that.
Yeah, they're the best by far.
Yeah, there's hands down no one going to compete with Limitless Solutions. Like, they're like mint quality coins, but there's something to be said about that, right? The blank's a little more money, right? It's not 85 cents.
They're probably not the blanks you're using for learning how to frame, learning how to
but those zinc plated ones aren't, or zinc with plating on them aren't the ones to learn on either. They'll just
but you could still dial in your diameter and all that and get the
you can do nothing with those coins.
I have one that looks
I'm serious. The second you cut through the plating on them, they just turn black.
Let me just show you one.
Like, they're just the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
I've taken to using them for I do UV printing on them.
So truck my thing, see what you started.
So I got a couple things I'm working on now. I have some movie props to make for some movie company in France. I'm working on something for an opto something company, Optronics. Which is kind of cool.
I've got a bunch of Easter baskets to make for a raffle.
Oh, yeah. Cool. See, they just turned terrible. They just turned black.
There was nothing to it.
And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't. There's no setting you can get that won't make it black. It'll either not engrave it or turn it black. There's no.
I didn't realize until I made this one that I kind of blew through it, and then I was like, "Oh, I should send it back." And when I sent it, I ended up it was silver.
Well,
yeah. They're just saying.
Skyler, is that Tree of Life?
Yeah, I have a Tree of Life over here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was real brass.
Yeah.
You got to show them the lost one. Roger would know what that means.
There you go. Hold on.
The compass.
So I told her that's a big lineman saying, "Not all those who wander are lost."
That's everybody's big saying.
No, because there's guys who literally just sign the books and travel.
I like this
Yeah,
one.
They live out of the pick a truck and they just make a ton of cash. Right?
That Bumblebee is a X-Tool one, isn't it? It's an X-Tool design.
I bought it on Etsy, so I have no
Oh,
idea.
did you? Well,
Yeah.
maybe X-Tool should call them up.
I know.
Or maybe X-Tool stole it off Etsy. Who knows?
Yeah, I made this one too.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Little grim subject, but
Oh, Grim Reaper. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. No, see, there's different looks, right? The patina look is cool,
yeah.
but that polished mirror look that I get that looks like I could literally look at it like a mirror. That man, there's a lot of elbow grease that goes in with that.
Yeah. I mean, there's an application for that, right? Like the kinds of people you sell to, they want something shiny, right? When I make coins, they tend to be more like what Skyler did there with the aging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the only ones I made, and this is gonna be the last ones I will ever make.
I thought you would take that and make something to inset into wood and make some kind of cool
Yeah,
thing.
but I have bought brass coins before. I bought the ones with Memento Mori, and I embedded in a box. And I'm happy to pay the money and just buy some. It's just not my thing. Like I had no joy in any of this stuff. I made it just for the review, but I don't care to make it again. It's just not my thing.
I'll give you my settings, and then maybe you'll have a different attitude.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it was the quality of the coins, my inexperience. I've never done this before. Whatever it was, I just didn't find any joy in it.
Yeah. The one thing I did notice though is that if I stood near it while I was doing that, I could taste the metal on my lips. Like I could taste it. If that's in the air,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't make too many coins usually, but I had somebody about the middle of last year who wanted, I don't know, 60 of them. And it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll make like 300 coins and then I make nothing. Then I'll make 300 coins and then I make nothing. Because if I make them constantly, they seem not to sell.
I couldn't get to 300 coins without losing my mind.
well, getting back to the comments here, Chris is saying, I wish you could have had laser eye surgery. But being diabetic made it pointless. I know I have a grandson that is a type 1, so I understand. Hindsight is always good. Yeah. Jack in the shop. Hey, guys.
Jack in the shop in the house.
Chris, Jack in the shop is saying the store by the house will not charge you tax if you pay with cash. And, that's kind of the story here, too, with me. If you come here and pay cash, okay, no tax.
So you take the bill and you hold it about this high and then you drop it. And if it lands face up, you pay the government. If it lands face down, the government doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I knew of a dealership that also owned a grocery store. And they would sell cars and take car payments on food stamps. They'd swipe a link card and take the payments. And I'm like, how bad is that, man?
Well, you guys know I go to Mexico a lot, and the condo I stay in, I have a friend down there that owns that condo, and he gives me a rate that is it's $100 a night under what he normally charges, because I pay him in U.S. cash and $100 bills, and it does not get reported anywhere.
Right.
So there's no tax for me, no tax for him.
There you go.
That's how I make my money that I buy wood with, is just selling the lasers. That's all cash on Facebook Market.
Oh yeah.
Sold 29 lasers in 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I still have.
Francis saying I was born with
10 of them.
cataracts at the age of 30, had to be removed and implants put in. I was like a different world afterwards, like watching Ricky before and after New Cable. I like that.
Oh, just punch right to the gut.
That's a good jab right there. I like that.
I'll take it.
Chris is saying back in the day, I used to live next door to a police station. I could lean out my window and maintain my crop in the gutter of the cell area. Okay, so all the best marketing saying, what is best to start with, a nuke or a package? this might be aimed at me a little bit because of beekeeping. If you have someone with reliable nukes, a nuke is better to start with. If you're going to start with a package, do not expect any honey the first year. You're going to have to feed them. When they get started, you're going to have to feed them in the fall till they get established. Start with one deep super with the package, and after they get established and the queen's laying good, you can add another deep super to it, but you're still going to have to feed. And like I said, do not expect any honey for the first year. And depending on where you're at in the country and how your winter is, you may have to feed.
All right, Steve.
Chris goes political on us here. He says, Steve, the U.S. has a comedian for a president. We laugh at his antics. I don't know.
John Brown is saying hello from Ontario.
Another Canadian.
Yeah.
We're taking over slowly but surely.
So Chris is saying Cricket is a Hyundai compared to the Plotter being a Lambo in the market.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that comment though? Hyundai was like the cheapest car you could buy. I think you could buy a brand new one for like $5,000. Now they have $100,000 cars. That's just kind of like hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, I don't know. Did Hyundai ever have the Hyundai Pony in the US? It was probably early 80s, 83,
No, don't
84.
remember that one.
Yeah, see, they had it here. It was their first car, and I mean the things were like $4,000 Canadian.
Yeah,
and they were just awful.
Well, like the Yugo was here.
I had a Yugo.
Well, no, they were probably actually better than a Yugo, but
I liked my Yugo, man. That was my first car.
Yeah, this was for Skyler.
Skyler, I'm in the same degree. I see something, then modify it to work with other tools and look different enough to be mine. That's the way to do it. Put your own spin on it.
Yeah, you apply some other process to something you're trying to do.
You want to take this, Skyler?
I am looking forward to my UV laser arriving to do internal crystal engraving. UV lasers are really cool. It becomes some of my favorites now. And not for crystal engraving. I will never do crystal engraving for myself. Yeah. But
they're nice for engraving acrylic.
Right. Anything. Glass, acrylic.
Well, because when they engrave acrylic, it's almost like it's raised. It's not like it's engraved, right? It like there's no
and
dimple.
For glass, it gives you the best engraving on glass. It doesn't break the glass. It doesn't give you the shatter.
Well, don't say it won't break the glass, because Jim is online here and he'll complain to you about that for sure, because he's been having some trouble making.
Have you heard about this, Skyler? The reason he said that?
Glasses.
He did an engraving, gave it to the customer, and after the fact, it broke.
I had mine from the first UV laser I ever had, which was a long time ago. I still had my crystals. I just gave them away to customers. You have one, and the cross you just bought, you have one of my crystal engravings. I put it in there. Maybe Ricky wants it with the light underneath.
Okay, cool.
I gave them all away, but they were all intact. None of them cracked.
So sending this laser engraving in, incidentally, to everybody that's listening or watching, we read the comments because a lot of people listen to the podcast and do not watch it. So they don't know what we're talking about otherwise. So Santa's laser engraving is saying, I made one of the 3D models of my Mrs. Claus on Maker World. They're printed on my AD5X. Came out great. Good deal. So Tim Sands is asking, as influencers, what AI would you recommend to make promotional videos for, say, a website or Facebook? I'll throw that out to you guys because I do not use AI for my videos.
You should know I'd be insulted if somebody called me an influencer.
So to me, I would
just show things. If people buy them, I'm not going to force them.
I wouldn't use AI to create a website at all. And the reason that I say I wouldn't use AI to create a website is because it's going to look really cool. It's going to be really fast. It's going to be a pain in the ass to maintain and update.
Yeah, he's just saying promotional videos though for his website.
Well, he says promotional videos for a website or inputs, right? So I'm just putting that out there. If you want like a full lander page, AI great, but then as far as the videos,
So it depends how long you want your promotional videos to be, because most AI video generation is like 8 seconds, 8 to 10.
Yeah, anything over 30 seconds is going to be expensive.
But Tim, you have a license for Kiddle, right? It has all the AI video generation engines built into it, and you can just play around with them.
My thing was, I want to make my videos. I want to make my videos authentic.
Yeah,
and they are, you know,
the more
what
real
I
you
do,
can
and
look, the better.
yeah.
I keep seeing all over Facebook this company for $10,000. They fly you out and they do crazy 3D scans of you and make a AI version of you that's supposedly non-detectable.
Yeah, I think he's probably just talking about products, though, not himself.
Now, if AI could clone me, I've got a whole lot of crap I need to get done.
I found that I've used Google Ads before, and I feel like anything that you pay money to promote yourself and stuff, it just never really paid back.
Yeah.
Like I always put more money in than I got back. I was not happy with it.
Yeah.
Organic growth is something.
I did some Google ads once, and I had that same experience. It was like
I
organic
played
growth
with
is
it
the
once,
best.
and I don't do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried it a few times, different approaches, and every time I ended up with like, well, and you know, Etsy, you can pay for ads to show your things, to show up on listings and stuff. I tried that too, and if you really look at the analytics, I don't think it was worth it.
Tim, I would say if you're not really good at like Photoshop, Illustrator, that type of thing, just sign up for Canva. It's free. They do have some AI type features, but you're going to be able to create something that looks more authentic and not AI created. Because if you're trying to promote something and it looks AI created, you're going to turn 50% of the people off immediately. That's
my YouTube ad revenue is excellent, I will say. I mean, it's over $1,000 a month, so I'm happy with that. And like I say, I will not use AI in any of my videos.
Yeah, I don't use any AI either. I don't even edit my videos, no transitions, nothing. I just cut off the parts that I don't want and just.
That's exactly what I do. Exactly.
I film everything on my phone with the front camera.
Well, I do play with transitions. I do DaVinci Resolve. But like I say, there's no AI in it at all.
Yeah, I use Adobe Premiere. I've
dabbled with a bit of AI here and there, not video, but images.
Rick,
but usually it's I need a video, or I need an image of me standing at a craft market. Well, that's a very rare image because I don't do craft markets.
Rick, are you using a Mac or Windows?
Mac.
Oh, I use Mac.
So how do you find that software working with your computer?
Which software?
Your editing software for videos doesn't
DaVinci. DaVinci was designed for the Mac.
No,
originally.
not DaVinci. No, Rick is using Premiere.
I use Adobe Premiere.
Oh,
yeah.
I
used that in the beginning, and it was just not working on my Mac. It was like so you could never see it smoothly. It was like breaking up and stuff.
Yeah, I think the problems it has on the Mac, it probably also has on a Windows machine, but.
The only thing is just the exporting, right? Sometimes exporting. That's why I used to do 8.7K and I only do 4K now, because the exporting was just like, it could be 5 hours.
It doesn't matter anyway, because YouTube is going to chop it down to.
My problem with Adobe Premiere was the damn subscription. I mean, I have DaVinci Resolve and I have the paid version, but it's not a subscription.
No, I pay over $100 a month.
Pro, which works great on a Mac.
Yeah, even updates, and I mean, DaVinci is a professional tool, right? It's what Hollywood uses for a lot of their movies. So it's and you can download. You don't even need the commercial version of DaVinci. You can use the free version if you don't want to do, if you don't want to make your own graphics.
Yeah, I have the full Adobe suite, so I'm kind of like. I use everything: Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe.
I
have
do
the
too,
full
but I
package.
changed to Final Cut Pro, and it works so much better on a Mac. And they have the app
Yeah.
on the phone, so I can use an SSD card straight into my phone, and I can record whatever format you want straight to the SSD.
We're getting
Yeah,
echo
I'll check
back
that out.
again, Rick.
Rick, you're getting echo again.
Am I?
Yep. With about a 2-second delay.
I don't know.
Where's your microphone in proximity to your speakers?
Mic's up top, up here. Speakers are down here on the
But
built in
It's
on the
pointed
left.
down, right?
What's that?
Your mic is pointed down.
Yes. Well, it's pointed at me this way.
You need
Turn
to get
your-
a directional Sennheiser mic.
Like this one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like spending money? Get a 416. That's what I have now.
Chris said Sunlu makes bamboos, but with modification to bamboo spec.
Yeah. I watched videos on a tour through Sunlu, and some of the stuff was supposed to be like mosaic out about brand names, but if you go by it and freeze a frame, you can see that they do bamboo.
You got to mute unless you're talking, Rick. Yeah, I don't know. I actually prefer Sunlu's filament over bamboos for a lot of stuff. I mean, bamboo has a lot more colors.
Yeah, I do both. I don't have any problem with them, but
Yeah.
And what I really like is Sunlu has a recycled filament you can buy. Comes in black, which is fine, but especially for prototypes and everything, it's cheap. It's great to use.
Yeah. Now I can do that myself, though. I actually made a roll black just fun. But it came out like a black roll of PLA. It looks great. But Sunlu is actually going to send me some of their filament. They have a couple of. Well, they have some engineering filaments. I'm going to see what they're going to send me, but I want to do a video on how to make these signs.
Well, I'm also thinking that Sunlu may also make vidIQ filament because the spools are identical.
Intentional said Makers was apparently facing a lawsuit from, I'm assuming it's Lababu Company, Mart, a bunch of models getting taken down inadvertently, including one of mine.
Yeah, this is the next front in a legal war, right? Is ownership, especially STL files. Like Etsy jumped all over this too last year because people were just uploading STL files.
Chris said, Rick, are you interviewing for an IT call personnel? I have a macro that says it plugged in, check anywhere. Rick's, when you plugged in your laptop, did it turn the mic on, cause echo? No, my internal mic is not on. It's pulling the mic from the top.
No, you don't get the echo when you talk, but when any of us talk, you get the echo.
So weird.
Yeah, but when you talk, it's not coming out of your speakers.
How's it now?
Testing.
Still got the echo.
Still have it?
Yeah, Tim is.
We'll see here. Yeah, you got it.
Tim says, "Turn off your laptop mic." It does sound like a laptop mic. It sounds really chintzy.
You got to make this good, or I got one more beer in my bucket here. So, oh, no echo on that one.
Yeah,
I think you fixed it.
Yeah. So
No,
Sam Francis saying
he probably muted.
saying it only started since Rick restarted his computer. Oh, now we got the echo back.
It's back. You hear it?
Yeah.
Echo, echo, echo.
Yeah.
Yep, there we lost it.
Rick is using two
Tim is
mics.
asking if Rick using two mics. So
He is, but he doesn't know which two.
yes, we can
Nice.
hear. Oh, there's Clack. I know a good IT guy. LOL.
I used to be an IT guy.
Sam Francis saying main problem is a few words are not spelt the same. Aluminum being one of them, or you can say aluminium if you're from the other side of the pond.
Yes. Notice he did spell it aluminium.
Yeah, just like vitamin and vitamin.
Color and color.
Saying it's laser engraving. I never got the hang of the scroll saw. Too impatient, I think. And
Yeah.
you know, I mentioned I actually find it relaxing to do it.
My ADD wouldn't let me use a scroll saw.
I think the more I use it, the more I like it. It just grows on me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I got a taker for my saw. It's all yours, Tim. Because I hate the thing. It's
What else do you
literally
need to
been
get rid of,
sitting.
Steve?
It's been sitting for years.
Yeah, Rick, if you switch to headphones, you'll never get that feedback.
Yeah, no, I just don't have my I don't have my DJI wireless mic on right now because the actual brick is too fat to sit next to if I was to use the Anchor Cat 5 adapters. So I need a little mini jumper so I can plug them both in. The MacBook Pro doesn't have a Cat 5 plug-in.
You need a
lightning bolts.
A USB hub for USB-C or Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
So Chris is saying post-processing is something too many skip with just about all their videos. Oh, Rick, you got feedback.
He's cursed.
And I've noticed on a lot of people's videos say they don't really seem to edit anything.
Yeah, for me, it's a pride thing, right? Like I just want a video to look nice. I mean, it could be total crap, but it's going to look nice.
For me, I
And
don't
you got
like
a lot of the
editing.
ones that, you know, they got the video and they're going,
Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons I use smooth transitions is to get rid of a lot of that stuff.
yeah.
For me, I don't like editing videos. So if I would have to edit my videos, I will never post a video because it will never be perfect. And I would just hate it and not want to do it again. So I just don't edit anything, just post it. And
yeah, I mean, some people, that's kind of the theme for some people's channels, right? It's just raw. It's like me in the shop, right?
if I would love editing videos, I would make them like, you know, Peter McKinnon, but I don't love it. I hate it. So I don't do it.
I wouldn't say I love it, but I would hate a terrible video, like just video production.
Well, like the last video I posted was why I've been gone off the channel for so long. And there was like 9 takes of it because I was trying to explain about my late wife and I would break down. Well, then I would have to start over and, you know, and clean myself up. And so, yeah, it was the last video I made was probably one of the hardest ones I've ever made. And then in editing, it was like, oh, no, we got to cut this out, cut this out, cut this out. Take this take instead of this take. And
yeah, people keep reaching out to me saying, hey, we're video editors. We can edit your videos. I said, so I was talking to a guy this week and I said, yeah, how much? $1,000 a month. I said, it takes me 2 hours to edit a video. I said, so no.
Yeah. I get them offers too, you know, the guy to edit your videos and be your producer and no.
Yeah, it's not that I don't have time to do it, but I don't mind doing it. And if I'm going to go to the trouble, I want it to look good.
For me, editing videos is like making these coins. I don't need to do it.
Well, here you go. Chris is saying he bought a cheapish jewelry tumbler to clean up on coins. So
Yeah, it's probably the same one Skyler has, I have, Rick has. They work okay. Throw a bunch
The
of
water turned completely black after I did this.
yeah. Well, that's all the
pink
crap
ones.
coming off the coin. Yeah, just drop it in some Coke. I don't think that works for brass. Yeah, it might. I don't know. Never tried it.
see, I've been 3D printing coins. I don't know if I got any sample here or not. Yeah, there's one. 1 minute sober, one drink at a time.
I know I work with a guy who off and on who has a business in Las Vegas, and that's what he does. He makes those coins and sells tons of them. But he's in Vegas, so they look like poker chips, right? They start like poker chips.
These are two, and I'm starting to think about I could get a market for those with the different bars I sell the round tuits, the laser cut round tuits too, and the coasters, and
yeah.
You could probably get something going there, but right now I don't need another activity.
No. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way right now.
So Handin Engraving 6182 says, I'm an old retired guy. Hey, I can relate to that.
Me too.
On a fixed income with not a lot of money. This laser talk sounds interesting. What would be a good starter laser? And I am not an affiliate with Longer, but my experience with Longer goes back years. So the Longer Ray 5, I have one of those. I've expanded to 800 by 800 millimeter. I have two Longer B1s. What I like about them is there are no problems. And that's the whole thing with me in lasers is no problems.
Yeah, the only downside with a Ray 5 is that it's not enclosed. But the Ray 5 is, if you're buying an entry-level laser, it's probably the best one.
Oh, yeah. If
It's
your entry
cheap.
level would be the Ray 5.
Like the thing's like a tank. It never fails. Like they just go forever.
That was my very first laser. Longer was the very first company that reached out to me when I had just had 1,000 subscribers, and they sent me the Ray 5. That was my first laser.
Yeah, and I've looked at the 5 watt, the 10 watt, the 20 watt. I think they have a 40 watt now. I didn't look at that one, but
yeah, they do.
Yeah, after I review the 10 watt, then I review all of their lasers after that.
Yeah, I've done almost all their lasers too. But
yeah, the Ray 5 does now have a 40 watt, and the B1. Both of my B1s are 40 watt.
The B1s are so much sturdier though, like beefier.
And if you're looking at something and you know absolutely nothing about it, and you don't want to learn LightBurn or anything like that, then you need to look at the WeCreate lasers. They are going to cost you more, but they are also class 1. They're enclosed. You're a little bit limited to how big of a thing you can make, but it depends what you want to do. The WeCreate lasers too, I have 3 of them, and I have no problems with any of those. They have their own software. It's free, and it's just what you see is what you get. It's very, very simple. It's a great, great, great entry level if you know nothing about lasers.
Yeah, some people would. I ran into somebody today who doesn't like anything but LightBurn. It's like, okay, there's a reason why all these other software packages exist. It's because LightBurn is deficient in a lot of ways, right? It's great.
I was one of those people until about 2 years ago, when I realized that a lot of the things in different lasers are not supported by LightBurn.
Right, and that's what I explained, right? The sole reason Xtool Studio exists is because when they came out with, which laser was it? It might have been the S1.
Yeah, it was the S1
because they had
they
curve
wanted LightBurn to add a bunch of stuff to support their curve, focus on a curve, and a bunch of other things they had, and LightBurn said no. So they said, okay, we'll go build our own. And as they say, the rest is history, right? And
Yeah, I think it was the curved engraving and the batch processing where they drop everything.
like I talked to 2 reps ago in Xtool about this, and they said, like, do you think this is reasonable that they're not going to make these modifications? I said, no, I think they're going to go out of business if they keep doing this. And
hey guys, is there an echo or is it fine now?
Well, we'll see.
Hello?
No echo.
No,
I got
you're
the
good.
DJI mic to work. I found an extension cable.
Okay, so take your whatever mics you had on before that and throw them away.
No, it was the onboard Insta360 mic that's built into the camera.
Oh,
Yeah, I will say another thing about the S1, Xtool's S1. It's a great laser. I mean, I have one. I still use it, and it's a class 1. It's fully enclosed, but it's not what I would call an entry-level laser
no, not really.
because it's kind of higher priced.
Oh. Price-wise, it's certainly not an entry-level laser.
I loved that laser. I used it for 2 years straight every day, like 5 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I had mine in the shop for a long time, and then
I sold it and
somebody
immediately
came in
regretted.
somebody came in and bought it. Like, I like that laser. Okay, fine, because like right now I have 2 alien cell lasers sitting in my shop, and they're already too big for anything I do, right? So one of them's in a box on the floor, and the other one is going to be in a box on the floor because I don't have room for it.
Chris said cheap cones are only good for doing alignment. Kind of what we said earlier.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're good for that. Just build a jig and then you don't have to align.
I had a Zoom call a few months ago with one laser. They wanted to send me one of their lasers. And then after looking at them, I'm like, the size of them, I'm like, I have nowhere to put it. It's like, I do not need that size of a laser.
Yes.
Yeah,
one laser
I
sent me an
one
email like a few weeks ago. Yeah. I talked to him a couple of years, maybe about a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, they've been kind of simmering for a long time, and they just haven't really broken out.
Yeah, I had a face-to-face Zoom call for like 45 minutes. We talked about it, and I kind of got excited about it. Like I like their lasers, but then when I looked at the specs, I'm
nice.
like, I can't.
It looks like a nice laser.
Yeah, I think the one lasers are kind of like I don't think they're entry-level lasers. The only reason I say that's because of price point.
Yeah.
It's either you're going to step in and be serious, or you're already been doing it.
What I'm kind of worried about, and this was the premise of the video I did a while back about diode laser business, the entry-level lasers are going to disappear because there's no margin left on them, right? Like, they're basically as cheap as they can get.
Hey, Rick, back up a comment. I was going to answer that about depends on which laser you're going to buy, depending on what you want to do. I don't remember whose comment that was. Yeah, it does depend on what you want to do. And I just had an email here this week from someone off my YouTube site that says, I want to figure out which laser I want to buy, and I want to mainly engrave glass. Well, yes, you can do it on a diode laser, but that's not the laser to use for it. You get a CO2.
Yeah. The thing is, you can also do it with a CO2 laser, but that's not the laser to use either, right? You got to use
it's a UV laser.
Yeah, UV is even better. So Chris is saying, do I discount my price by the amount of the tax? Let's say I'm selling,
He's getting a Mexican discount.
No, let's say I'm selling this duck. It's $5. That's what I sell these for. Yeah, they're $5, no tax, unless you want to buy me a beer at the bar, which is $5. So yeah, I don't. If they're going to pay me by credit card, I have to put tax on it. If they're paying me cash, that's beer money. Of course, the IRS is probably listening to me now, so probably get audited. But
you're all going to be arrested.
Yeah.
I do the same
on the
thing
other
when
hand,
I
always do honest billing for everything.
Okay.
When
here
I
you
sell
go,
on
Steve.
Etsy, I always increase my prices by the whatever fees they're taking. You just have to compensate somehow.
Skyler, you want to take this?
No, it's Steve's.
Now, I don't know if I should be upset about this, but All the Best Marketing says, I don't care what Steve says. Speaking of influencers, I watch his videos and he's an influencer, a darn good one. Oops. So is Skyler, Roger, and Rick. I learned from you all because of you guys. And
well, we appreciate that. That is the whole thing about our videos, especially on my Strucker laser videos. I'm not out to make any money off anything. I get some ad revenue from the YouTube videos, but I want to help you guys and gals get started in the laser world on making just basic stuff. You're just getting in there. You're just getting started. There's a learning curve on everything. Same with 3D printing, there's a learning curve. CNC, there's a really big learning curve. But yeah.
Yeah. Now,
this is also why we randomly show fails. And this is because we don't want to say everything we make is perfect.
When I say I'm not an influencer, I mean it very specifically. I'll happily show people any technology that's available, but I'm not going to say, and you got to have this, right? Like there are lots of people who do that.
He's not an influencer because they're like, you want this for free? He's like, yeah, I'm an influencer.
Here's one for Skyler.
I was talking to Xtool and they wanted me to do some partnership deal and it's always like do a bunch of marketing videos, and I said I'm not a marketing person. I don't sell stuff to people.
And I don't do that either.
What's out there, and I try to be honest, and that's it. And if people buy your laser, great. But they're only going to buy it because they think it's great, not because I told them they should buy it.
Yeah.
That's exactly the reason why I started to not do laser reviews anymore. Because the laser companies that started reaching lately, they're just like, well, now, Valentine's Day coming. Can you put the video out there? And we have these promotions. I'm like, I am not an advertising company. If I am, then you better pay me thousands and thousands of dollars, because that's what that will cost. I would review the laser. I will happily make a video on it. But I'm not just going to produce videos for you just to promote you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that would be like me making it would be like you making coins, right? It just I don't sell things. I mean, things get sold, but not because I said, oh, you have to buy this. It's the greatest thing ever. If something is good and I like it, like the alien cell laser, I genuinely like that laser. I think it's a great laser. But if somebody buys it, fantastic. If they don't, well, they find something else to buy. There's lots of lasers out there.
Zintento said Bamboo is going to start manufacturing their own filament this year.
That's kind of interesting because currently Sunlu's making their filament. I know that because of the things I watched. And Sunlu is literally the largest filament manufacturer in China. So unless Bamboo's going to set up their own factory,
I don't understand. I mean, there's a pretty big cash layout because they're going to need literally a couple of filament making machines at least for every color and every type of filament they have. Like this is a big outlay.
You're looking at billions of dollars in outlay.
Yeah, this is a big deal. The real question I would want to know is why have they decided to make their own filament?
So Santa's Laser Engraving says running some silk in my local 3D shop, so there's a way to run regular PLA to get the same look. But they got busy. I forgot to ask Kyle any thoughts. If you want a silk look, use silk filament.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't really fake that in any other way.
Yeah. It's like trying to fake the marble look or the wood look. You just can't do it.
So I just want to say something. I skipped the comments. It was in the comments. Someone asking if we do a review on a laser. If you are a legit manufacturer asking for a laser, it's very easy to get all of our email addresses and email us from a legit domain that we know you're legit. Sorry, I'm just not going to blast the company name on the comments.
So what I did this year, starting in 2026, was I created just a statement document to say, here's how I review things. And I can share that with anybody who watches the channel too, because they're part of the scene, right? But it really kind of outlines what I want to review videos for, and and I flat out told a couple of companies, because they were in the marketing mode, and you got to do this, and I said, I don't work for you, I work for people on my channel. Like that's their thing, right? And that's all part of this ethics statement that I created, and I share it with vendors. And when they say, hey, we want you to review our laser, it's like, okay, here's this document, read this. If you don't hate it, then we can do it. Yeah.
Rick, you got your printer working back there, or?
Yeah.
And the thing with bamboo printers over pretty much any other printer I've seen is you can't even hear the echo in Rick's microphone off of that thing. Like, they're silent. They're really quiet.
Yeah, they are quiet. If you look back at the original, when we first started these live streams, and I'd have them, we create printers running in the background to sound like a factory.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have my printers running right now, and I want to bring something else up. Skyler had posted this on the Facebook thing about our sales being down. I mean, in my 3D printing thing, I'm down almost 50% from what I would normally be cranking out.
I don't know, have a baseline for that, because I'm just starting in 3D printing. So
my website was down like 46, 47%, but my Etsy was 67% down.
So my Etsy is way up because it's getting to be spring, and most of the stuff I have on Etsy is greenhouse related from our greenhouse business. So that's way up right now. Our website business is skyrocketing because of pre-orders, but the 3D printing and what I do with coasters and tumblers and sublimation is, it's down, way down.
Yeah, I think part of my sales loss too is I don't have enough inventory. Like last year at this time, I had 240 items in my shop, and now I have 110 or something. Just because of Christmas. Christmas was crazy. Things disappears off the shelves, and just didn't have time to replenish the inventory.
Yeah, everybody spent all their money over Christmas and then went, well, I don't have any left.
It was like, I have many items I have none of, or just I have one in stock, or
Yeah.
I kept stalking your page for the another green cross to come up, another green. As soon as I saw you post that, I was like, that's when I messed you. Please take it down. I'll pay you now. Jaime said, I see you from a very long distance in Michoacan, Mexico. Thank you for joining.
So interestingly, Rick, your delay is back. Maybe it's your DJI mic that causes the delay.
Oh, I can turn the echo canceling off on the StreamYard. See if that helps.
Okay, Chris is saying, and I can relate to this because I worked with Alcoa, which is a huge aluminum manufacturer back when I was in the trade. So there was aluminum, and Britain is aluminum. So it started from a type by Alcoa in their brochures.
Yeah, a typo. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. If the brick is too thick, turn it on its side.
There you have it. I preferred it without the cable. Everything was so out of sync, you could not hear the echo. Yeah.
Well, the weather gets nice. I got to ride up there to Rick's house and get his shit straightened out.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
No, Clack is saying, I've set the bar pretty low for my videos. Just want to have fun. I think since you all went live. Yeah, I do it when I got to get back into it now. Just my wife passed. I think like some of the air out of my tires. So.
And that's the important thing, right? I think Clack hits the nail here. It's just like you got to have fun doing this, otherwise it's pain, right?
Well, it's just like a job.
Yeah, and I mean, makers have this problem too, right? Like we don't talk about mental health for makers, and I actually did an outline for a video. I might put it together on like the signs that you're burned out, right? And as a maker, because there's a lot, especially when you're all by yourself working in a little company. there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You know, if you screw up, there's nobody to protect you, and it's a case of, you know, one screw up and you don't eat this month, right? It's not good.
Oh, speaking of eating, I got to bring this up. Every third Wednesday of the month, I will not be present on the live stream because I am the chief quesadilla chef for a big taco feed. It's for a charitable cause to support Children's Medical Network and the Charity for Children and Moose Heart and Moose Haven. So that's what I'll be doing every third Wednesday of the month.
Santa's Living Great said, I think editing is why people quit making videos. I made fun of Clack all the time, and I says, "Who's your video editor?" Because he was putting out back to back footage, and I agreed. Video editing is a lot. It's a big task.
Well, yeah, when you pump videos out like Clack does, he's got to be spending a good chunk of time, right? Even if you aren't focused on, I won't say, even if you're not focused on making awesome videos, because Clack makes some great videos, but if you're not worried about that polish, right? It's still, the editing is still a lot.
That's what's nice about using the live stream here, because I don't have to edit anything.
Chris said, I use LightBurn for design mostly and for production only. It does not restrict functions on the laser.
You know, and my thing is with LightBurn, a lot of times I will design something in LightBurn, and then if I'm using an actual laser, I'll import it into their software. Or a lot of times, sometimes I do this stuff with LightBurn and import it into my slicer software for the 3D printers. Because I'm so familiar with LightBurn and working with SVGs, it's just like instant. So why do something else?
I only have one laser left in my shop that requires LightBurn.
I use Inkscape for any kind of image or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? For design. And the reason I do that is probably the same reason you do it. You may take a design and laser engrave it, or you may take it and put it on a CNC, right? Or
Skyler, you want to take
UV
this one
printer
question?
or something.
I know a few of you have the UV Make E1. Are you venting this outside, or is the built-in filter enough? I've heard people say it smells pretty bad. I don't feel like it smells bad. I could kind of smell it a little bit. I do have it, like I have my printer into my finishing room, and that finishing room that has two huge vents on the ceiling because I was about to put glass kiln in that room. And so I built it with these big exhaust things. So that's what I have. So when I need, I just turn those on.
Yeah, I don't find the smell as that offensive either, but it depends, I guess, how big your room is where this thing is. But having said that, Tim Sands, who's on the call here, he asked me to make him a thing to vent his E1 out, and I thought, well, okay, so I made one for myself too. So take the filter out completely and just put this thing in and vent it outside.
Alex said, do you have any good suggestions supplies for laser engraved 3-ring binders? I would suggest JDS. Okay, but the only thing I would tell you about JDS, it's not Amazon. It's not Alibaba. You're going to pay a little more because they've kind of done the research for you and sorted out the manufacturers. But everything you get from them is going to be a quality product. There's an issue, they run lasers. So, like, they can say, what laser do you have? Give you suggestions and troubleshoot with you. Like, they're not just a blank warehouse. They do it themselves as well.
They probably won't sell you plated zinc coins either.
Well, I will add, too, though, if you're going to start engraving big 3D grinders, if they're leather coated, make sure your laser's vented unless you can stand that smell.
Yeah, or use the UV laser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
I did 3-ring binders. They were for baseball cards because these little kids go through these MVP trips and they get their own baseball cards. So we put their name, their logo, and a congratulations all on the front of a 3-ring binder. So I have done that before. And when you buy them from them, the cool thing is they have a bunch of different colors behind the first layer. So it could be black, it could be gold, it could be... So they come in a whole lot of different things. So you can get very creative with that. You know, and as, of course, don't buy one, right? Because if you screw it up, And if you screw it up, now you have a designated tester.
Yeah.
But they're not
It's tested for
expensive.
everything.
It's not like you're gonna, not be able to make a profit. You did screw one up. They're cheap.
Yeah, Chris says Clack's low bar is pretty high compared to some.
Yeah, I don't think Clack's bar is pretty low. He makes good videos.
So Tim Sands saying, this guy might need a day of an air monitor. Oh, hiccups. I have an air monitor in the shop and it went off today during the printing. It needs a purifier moving forward. Oh, thanks, Dave. So, what are you printing with ABS or?
Yeah. So no, well, it doesn't. No, this is his E1. Yeah. So I gifted him an air purifier because I wanted to get it out of my way. So he just runs his into a purifier rather than right outside.
Yep. So
because it's right in the middle of the store. So
I have a commercial grade size air purifier, and when
yeah,
I'm
that's
3D
what this
printing,
one was.
when I'm 3D printing, sometimes it goes off. It detects stuff. It'll say my air quality goes down. Yeah, so it's detecting something.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't smell terrible, but
No.
it's not good for you. The VOC is coming off of most inks, even like DTF type inks.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
have a
great
headache
for
or
you.
feel nauseated or anything, but the fact that it does detect something, I'm just always going to have it on.
Yeah,
Especially
I
if I
mean,
own
better
it.
safe than sorry, right? It's
Exactly.
basically run a pipe outside. How hard is that?
That's why I have
So-
it in my finishing room. I'm like, I don't hang out in there. I'm here in the shop. That thing is running there by itself with the window open and vents going.
This
Yeah,
is for you, Skyler.
Thanks, mine just arrived today.
I asked him if he finally got his ink today. He got, I don't know, man. Make has been doing this crazy delivery system where they'll ship, this thing and then the next thing and then finally they shipped the printer, and then he said that he got his printer but he didn't have any ink. But he got his ink today, so I asked him if he was printing, and he says I haven't stopped, which is awesome. And he sent me a picture of a couple of things he was working on, and they look pretty
You
nice.
should make sure he gets more of the containers that puts the bad ink in, because those things will fill in first.
Yeah, although they've improved it a lot actually, with some of the later software updates. I haven't changed the ink spillover, whatever you want to call that big box. I haven't changed that in a long time. And even I mean, back in the betas, you had one of the beta units. The thing would just sit there and squirt ink out just for fun, right? And I mean, every time you needed it, it was like, oh, I got to change some ink cartridge. And they seem to have solved a lot of that. Although Tim said when he was on, he was looking at the non-Eufy Facebook group for the E1, and he said people there were complaining about going through ink cartridges pretty quick.
I feel like mine lasted pretty long.
I haven't put an ink cartridge in mine in I don't know, probably a month.
For some reason, I don't know what I'm printing, that I'm using yellow. I always change the yellow.
It's all those
More
sun
than the white
types.
or anything else.
So Alex is asking, thanks to any of your tutorial of designing your own multi-layer wall art like landscapes or animals. Probably want to look towards Fusion.
Yeah, so there used to be a tool that like a slicer for Fusion, where you could draw a 3D shape and then slice it, and it would create individual slices. But they stopped supporting it 2 years ago at least, probably, and it just doesn't work in Fusion anymore, which is too bad because it was an awesome tool. Anyone heard any more about Xtools UV? Yes.
Well, I haven't.
And that's all I can say.
And that's all, folks.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I I'm sure they're doing something. They apparently have a few new products coming out again this year. So,
All right, we hit 8:30. I just want to thank everyone for joining our live. Looks like I fixed one problem. I still got one to fix. So I literally ran a network cable and jumped on the live last minute. So I'll be working on the audio
except
next.
that you didn't really fix that problem either, because when now your voice is delayed again.
Yeah, I think I just need to get an adapter. I think it doesn't like this cable versus
So
being
we can have too much echo or too much delay.
Or we can look at the old Japanese Godzilla movies here.
Yeah. Next
I'll work
next
on
week
the
we'll
audio
just,
next.
we'll just do a poll at the beginning and ask people if they want echo or delay.
I tell you
Or
what,
maybe a
Rick.
new problem.
Tell you what, Rick. When I ride up there sometime this summer, join you for the Wednesday night thing, I'm going to bring my own crap.
There you go. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining the live. Sky, you want to say anything on the closeout?
Thanks so much for being here, you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you all next week.
I have nothing to add.
Thanks,
How
everyone.
could you improve on that?
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Good
a lot.
night.
Bye.